Book Club.
My name is Lavasha.
And I'm Squizzy, and today we're going to be discussing, since we're over 50% of our way through Tender Beast by LaSalle Stanberry, we're going to discuss who we think the killer or killers are and why.
Yeah.
And why not.
All right. Should we? Okay, go ahead.
All right, so start of the suspicion list. We're just going to go down a few people. Carter, the oldest daughter of the family. My suspicion on her is zero.
Yeah, my suspicion on her is that, like, let's do a rating of 0 to 10. I would say my suspicion on her is like a 2.5. Or doing the dance, she told Sonny that the roof door was locked or something.
Yeah.
Like she was warning her away from the roof door, like she didn't want her to be up there. But yeah, for some reason that's sticking out to me as a reason why Carter could be the killer.
But yeah, nothing really stood out for me to make me think that Carter would be suspicious at all. And also a reason I don't think she would have killed either her mom or any of these students is she seems too stressed by her new role in the family.
True.
And she had to give up her trip to England or wherever in order to take on this new responsibility. So I really don't think it was her.
Yeah. And she doesn't like the ranch. So like there's like if she wouldn't be a part of it, seems like she wouldn't be a part of this cult or whatever.
I feel like she wouldn't mind selling the ranch, honestly. Kylie, the second eldest daughter in the family. Well, the middle child along with Darren, the twin. I have her suspicion at about 4 right now.
All right.
Because I find it really strange that she's so suspicious of Dom. I don't know why that's like sticking out to me as a reason she might have done it, but like I don't know, like, and also she also always seems to be on hand when Darren is having a breakdown. Like, I know they're together a lot, but like why does Darren seem to be having these breakdowns and she's like always there to like hold him? Like he threw up over the body and she's like grasping him, and then I don't know.
And like the big book did sort of describe the crime scenes as like an art piece, right?
Yeah, like blood had been painted on the walls, like so.
But for me, Callie is at a 0. Just because it for the same reason that she's a suspect to you, that's why she's not a suspect to me. Like because she suspects Dom, I feel like she's pretty convinced that Dom is like killing people. So I'm like.
Or she's looking at him because, like, why aren't more people suspicious of him? Like, I'm doing all these things, and I kind of want to cast the blame onto somebody else. And also, the thing with Darren getting sick all the time, like, he might be helping her commit these murders. Like, if there's 2 people, if he's helping her commit them, but he can't withstand it, but he's doing it for her.
Understandable.
As a twin thing. I don't know. So, it's like at 4.
Gotcha.
But kind of Darren is like at a 2 for me. So, it's like a 4 and a 2. So a 3 on average for the middles.
All right. Oh, so Darren for me is like at a, let's see, is he? Yeah, he's above Carter for me. So I put Carter at 2.5. So I would say he's like at a 3 for me. And it was just because what makes me think he's not the killer is because he did throw up when he saw the body. But he was apologizing to Sonny for some reason, and I'm not quite really sure why he was apologizing to Sonny.
Right, maybe because he killed her friend Dwayne.
Yeah,
but also like they may be taking part of this milkman thing in order to keep their artistic talent. If it's like a milkman,
maybe.
If it's like real that he can like bring wishes to life.
Yeah.
And they might have gotten rid of her mom for the pressure that she's been putting on him. So I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah, and he also said like. He's relieved that the mom is dead a little bit. But also that's the reason why it wouldn't be him, because why would the killer say that? Why would the killer
be
suspicious onto themselves? Suspicion onto themselves. But yeah, I also wanted to point out the timing of when he apologized. It was after she had that run-in with the killer, and like she noted that the killer was gentle with her. Or whoever was in the hood. We don't even know if it was the killer or not, to be honest. But yeah, so
might have been like her boyfriend Craig trying to make her dependent on him. You know how sometimes in killer movies they have this random person acting all crazy and like, what was wrong with them? Like they had their own problems, and now
why are you jumping the Craig when we on Darren?
Oh no, I was just bringing it up as a. I wasn't jumping to the next person. I was bringing it up as a parallel or whatever.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next, Dom. Okay. Dom Pro wants family attention, jealous of the favorite Sonny, and possibly friends with the Milkman family or Jonas, because he's always like out in the woods by himself. Who knows who he's making friends with out there? Like they barely even knew that he was dating Tori, so he could have like a whole friend group that they don't know about. My suspicious on Dom is only at like a 5 though.
Yeah, my suspicion on Dom is at a 4. The one reason why he might not be the killer is because he's set up to be the killer, and it is a book, so
Yeah.
There may want to be some surprise, but the surprise could be that he really is the killer.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, this person is too suspicious, but then you're like, oh,
yeah,
it was them.
But yeah, for now I'm counting that as one of the reasons why it's not him, because he's set up as the killer.
Yeah.
But one reason that it could be him is because he does have these creepy sleepwalking.
Yeah, so he may be doing it and not even know it.
Yeah. So he's at like a 4 for me.
Yeah, not very high, honestly.
Yeah, just above Carter and Darren. No, but yeah, above Carter and Darren and
Kylie.
Yeah.
Next, Jade, the father. Pro, get rid of wife who's always like crushing his spirit. And let's see, and sacrificing kids who were bothering his children in some way, like Tori, who was making his son act, like a stereotype. Darren, who was always like chasing after Sonny to be his girlfriend or whatever. Maybe he'd seen something, or who else died? Ziggy, who had been like talking behind what's her face's back when they were planning the party.
And like he's an adult male, so he would have been strong enough to lift her up and put her on the wall. I know I said before, I mentioned Jay before as a suspect, as a killer, like almost back when we started doing this, but I'm starting to realize how high he is on my list. Like he's at like a 7 for me.
And he hid the milkman symbol, like
and
all
like
that.
he's old enough to like know the lore of everything.
Yep.
And like they have him as like this unsuspecting character who just doesn't do anything a lot of the time, and like, but he's like in such a prime position where it could be him.
Yep.
Another reason is that like he's lying to Sonny about like knowing what the symbol is and everything. Like he's pretending he doesn't know anything about that, and he also didn't want Sonny to go up to the roof that night. Because they were like, what did they say? They said the door was locked?
I don't remember exactly what they said, but he was going up there to check the breakers or whatever because the power had gone out. And they were like, does he even know how to find those? Right. But yeah. Also, the fact that none of them suspect him of being capable of anything whatsoever. So he's maybe a 5 for me. It's hard for me to give like maybe a 5.
Right. So right now he's my main suspect. He's at like a number 7.
Yeah. And then Sonny is like a 9 for me. Like she's way up there for me, and honestly these recent chapters made her more suspicious for me. Like she could have killed their mom because of like the pressure that she'd been under. She could have killed Darren because he's she doesn't like him, but he's like Dwayne, making moves on her. Dwayne, that's his name.
That's also a reason I had that she could have
killed Ziggy because she was back talking.
And like she didn't know Tori, but like when she did find out about Tori, she had negative feelings towards her. And I'm like, she's
quite protective of Dom, even though they're not really close.
Yeah, I'm like, was she aware of Tori? And she's just like, she's lying to herself and us, like the narrative.
And I think she killed Shirley. And like she's seeing flashes of it, like when she was on the roof, but that's not where the murder happened, is what I'm thinking. I think maybe she's like killing people subconsciously in some instances, or like completely forgetting about it and watching over it with this nice girl persona. And like she's got a serial killer personality.
I also put that, like the fact that she buries things down deep, like that is a pro as to why she could be the killer, because she's got so many repressed feelings.
Yeah.
It's like she calculates everything she does and says. So yeah, she's at like an 8 for me. I don't have her at like a 9 because she is the protagonist. But again, that's another reason why she could be the killer, and it would be the surprise or whatever. But yeah, I have her at like an 8.
Yeah, and how easily she cleaned up Darren's body, like, and all the thought process that Dwayne, but like the thought process that went into it, like we got to get rid of these fingerprints here, we got to get rid of this, and this, and I'm like, she seems practiced at it.
Yep. And there's also the fact that I'm pretty sure her mom did think she killed that lady when she was a little girl.
And that she has her mom's journal up in the treehouse. Like, I know her mom was writing journals up there, but like, what if she was like subconsciously getting rid of her mom's journals regarding, you know, her suspicions on them? I don't know.
But let's talk about why she might not be the killer. She doesn't know about the milkman stuff, or she didn't, or her conscious self doesn't know about the milkman. And what else? The hooded figures are following her around. So
has anybody else seen these hooded figures?
No, not really. But Craig did see the Shirley woman
one time. I don't know. My suspicion of her is really high. Craig, pro-white, so he could be related to any of the other ranch families. Tired of Sonny dismissing him. He may be using the milkman as a way to, you know, gain wealth. Like, maybe he doesn't want to be wealthy himself, but he's like, I want her to marry me someday so I can be rich. So that may be why he's doing sacrifices. And he may be working with a parent.
And he also, like, disappears every time, like, something happens. So, like, I do feel like there's a high possibility it could be him, but if it's him, I definitely do think, like, there's an accomplice, like, there's an older accomplice with him.
Maybe even this Andy guy they've mentioned a few times. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I have him at like a 7, just because he does seem like a red herring. Like, it seems like he's set up to look suspicious so much of the time that I'm like, is it him?
Yeah, he's kind of like maybe a 6 for me. I found it really weird that he was one of the few people who texted her while she was in Mac Jr.'s house. So that really notched up my suspicion. And then we have Jeremy, who's Dom's friend. Pro, he's a little too nice and always around. Could have made a copy of Dom's key to the breakfast room. He somehow got knowledge of the milkman symbol, even though he's got like a dark web friend. Like, we have no proof of that. Like, who knows where he really got this knowledge from? But my suspicion on him is maybe at like a 3.
Yeah, my suspicion of him is at like a 1, and it's just because of that dark web friend.
It would suck to see a poor black kid be the killer. Yep. Okay, some other family at the ranch that's like,
all right,
Pro
let's
could
talk
be a
about
parent of any of the kids, like how Shirley was just roaming around. Like, they wouldn't recognize any of these people.
They didn't see her body. Like, it could still be like Shirley or somebody.
Yeah.
But because they never found her body. But that was it would be hard to make Sonny feel like she saw someone rip through the throat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Whose sister didn't really pay attention to Ainsley?
Jay's sister.
Jay's sister. Yeah, Jay's sister. That's a possibility.
Jay's sister.
Because that was weird.
That's why I also had like Jonas. Jonas could possibly have a child roaming around. Jonas' child could even be Dom. Like, I don't know. And they could have like formed a bond. I don't know. Or like he's been like whispering somewhere and he's like, you a black sheep of the family? Well, I was too back when I was a kid. And like maybe they're committed murders together. I don't know.
Because I think it's weird that Jay's sister didn't even like acknowledge Ainsley.
Yeah, at all.
It was weird. Like it. So that was weird. So Jay's family is a possibility.
Yeah, and then none of the kids know about their families at all. Because didn't Ainsley mention that she have a brother? Like, I feel like at the very first, can we grab the book real quick? Or rather, everything that came after had. Did I accidentally cast Jay as her brother in my mind while I was reading through it?
Maybe. I don't remember a further mention.
And like in the newspaper that what's her face found, Sonny found in Mac Jr.'s house, said that Jonas had been the one suspicious of starting the fire. They didn't say if he was arrested or not.
Right.
So he could be on the loose.
Yeah. So there's also Mac. I'm pretty sure it's not Mac Jr. who's the killer. Mac is Shirley's brother. I don't think he's the killer because of how he reacted when Sonny broke into his house.
She righted herself quickly, but not in time to avoid knocking into a little boy. When she looked down to apologize to him, he stared up at her with a face she recognized his lips pulled into a wide smile, comically stretched from ear to ear. Isn't that how they described Dom when he walked into Sonny's bedroom?
Yeah. That's so creepy.
But right now, Sonny is like really hot for me.
Sonny is our main suspect right now. For me, it was Sonny, and then the dad and Craig were equal.
Sonny, the dad, and then Dom, and then Jonas is like somewhere because I feel like he's around somewhere. I feel like we're gonna meet him before the story ends.
I feel like maybe it's like somebody like a second tier character, and then like one of the main characters.
That's pretty much all we have for now. We will catch you next week with chapters 21 through 25.
Yep. So officially, we think like Sonny is our main suspect right now. We'll see if we're right. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any opinions of who you think the killer is, comment down below. And what else?
That's it.
All right.
Bye.